Hey there, welcome back to Spirit of a Handyman. If you are watching this video, it's because you have some drafty windows like this, and you want to know how to stop that draft during some of the coldest months of the year. And I'm going to show you how I do it. Hopefully that empowers you to be able to do it yourself and save money. Let's check it out.
He's got the spirit of a handyman. A handyman.
The air especially likes to leak in from here. As such, I have some storm windows up, but as you can see from my cobwebs here, there still is some moving air coming in around here. That draft doesn't get stopped by these windows. There still is some light that comes in around them, and it just isn't the world's most efficient window. Of course, it's 100 years old. This window will still be cool and cold to the touch, as it is right now, and the air in here will still be warm, but they'll hit each other at that barrier, and it's greatly going to make the house feel a lot more comfortable. I'm not brand loyal. After every Christmas or winter season, I go out and buy a couple of these at discount, and it's whatever is sold at Home Depot, Walmart, wherever the nearest store is. But they have these little window kits, and it comes with this plastic that is a shrink film. I don't know if the shrink film is actually like a really important player in this, but it's crystal clear. You still see the plastic, but I'm here to tell you when you put the hairdryer on it, it looks like $1,000,000 compared to when you don't. You'll see that in just a little bit. So I like this stuff. One thing that I don't like about it is that the double-sided tape tends to damage the wood finish. For whatever reason, this particular window has been fine every year that I've done it. And the window in my other room, it has pulled up that finish. I can't quite explain it. I've finally just come to grips with like, okay, that's just how it is. And so when we finally get ready to sell the house, I'm just going to sand the trim on the other window, restain it, and then sell the house. So like, I've just come to like, okay, there's a little stripy lines. You don't really notice it unless you're looking for it, whatever. There are two taping methods that I have used. One is to use masking tape. This is less damaging on your wood frames. The other is to use the double-sided tape that comes with the packaging. I've heard from a couple people, like maybe it was 3M makes double-sided tape that doesn't pull off the finish, but then the Duck brand does. I'm not quite sure. Feel free to comment and post with what you think works best product-wise. Step one is going to be putting up your tape on all of your areas, and then you can stick it starting at the top, work your way down. I'll go ahead and use both of these. You can see how I do each one. Start with the double-sided tape. You want to make sure this is a dust-free surface too. Just go ahead and give it a light dusting so that the tape has something better to adhere to. Once you've got that down, for the double-sided tape, you're just going to pull that off, and it's ready to stick. Another method of using the double-stick tape that you might consider is to leave the wax paper on and just pull that off a little bit at a time. That way the screen doesn't stick to it while you're going. Now that I have the tape up, it's time to go ahead and start tacking up the plastic. So, all right, I start by sticking it here along the top. Press that in. Careful not to rip it while you're doing this. Now, ideally, you want to stick it up so that there's no wrinkles or anything. Right here, you see a little wrinkle. Right here, there's a little wrinkle. That's not a problem, because once we put the hairdryer on it, it'll iron that out. But I mean, just look at this right now. Looks pretty crummy. It will be effective once I seal it, but it doesn't look pretty. So, next up, push it down along one of the sides. As tight as possible during this stage. That way it's less time with the hairdryer. This part gets a little bit tricky. Again, because I've chosen to put the tape on the top, you kind of have to work it in to get it to stick. It has the best finished look, in my opinion, to do it this way. Once you have it taped, you can trim off the excess, which is super fun. Not to get any tears at this point, the big thing is you want all the edges to still be taped down. So if you tear it and it pulls up past any point on the tape, you now will have an air leak and it really won't be effective. So just trimming off the edges, making sure everything is nice and pressed down into the tape. All right, over here, I just want to show you what it looks like to use masking tape instead of this double-sided tape. So over here, again, I'm going to trim away the excess. I just need a little bit of it to be on the plastic, more of the tape to be on the wood. Quick editor's note, this is 3 weeks after I put this up. This is some video footage of the other window that I did. And man, using this masking tape, lame. It doesn't stick. It keeps popping up. And so after I air dried it, made it look crystal clear. Now the tape starts to pull loose. Now we've got little air gaps all around the edge. And so it looks bad and it isn't holding, which defeats the whole purpose. The benefit is it's not pulling up the side of the finish, but otherwise it's ineffective. So my vote, don't use masking tape. At this stage of the game, this window is actually airtight. I've got it taped on all 4 sides, and so it is now actually catching air and it's kind of billowing out just a little bit. See how it's kind of like making a little pocket, but it's also pretty wrinkly. So we're gonna go ahead and use a hairdryer, and that's gonna stretch it taut and make it look a lot better than how it looks right now. So let's check that out. You can use any hairdryer for this part of the product. I prefer to use my wife's hairdryer. Already you can tell the difference on this, right? Like you can see my light in the reflection. Before you could just kind of see it. You can really start to see your reflection if you do it right. In another one of my videos, several people commented and said that they don't use a hairdryer to make this shrink, and that way you can reuse the plastic year after year. That's a great idea. I applaud you. However, I really like the look of this clear crystal thing going on. So I'm all for going ahead and using the blow dryer just so that I still see my window. I don't want to see the wrinkly plastic thing. So that's my goal. In the name of showing you different options, here is another product that I used on my larger window. This came with the masking tape already attached to the top. So the idea is you stretch it across the top and then you unfold it, unfurl it, and then you put the sticky tape on all the sides. And then, I mean, it's the same process as before, just it has that masking tape built into the top. Again, I'm not crazy about this product because that masking tape ended up coming off and like pulling loose, and then the whole product didn't look great. So not a big fan. All right, so this one is ready to go. Just want to show you in this room, I've already got the plastic up, but you see I still need to blow dry it to make it look really clean. In this one, used masking tape here along the top, and then that double-sided tape along here on the edge. Makes a huge difference in comfort, especially if you're sitting there at the couch or sitting in a room, you don't feel the draft coming in. So that's really the big thing that this plastic is going to help with. Hopefully this video helps you have a more enjoyable and comfortable winter. We would love to hear from you as a community of DIYers just trying to make the world a better place, a more comfortable place, a more affordable place for sure this time of year. So thanks so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time on Spirit of a Handyman.